Hey, good morning and welcome to the fourth hour. It's great to have you here. There is some incredible video. I'm sharing video because there's some pretty wild video that's out there. Some of it, hold on a second here. There we go. Um, oh, okay, there we are. There we are. This was, uh, we have talked about him on the show before. The left wing pundit here, who the historian and his election prediction, and Alan Lichtman is his name, predicted nearly every presidential race since 1984. He had an exchange with one of the Young Turks on Piers Morgan's show, and it is absolutely epic. I thought you've got to see this.
I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were not right, and I was not wrong. And that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be taking cheap shots at me.
Who won?
You want to make your point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make it
world of
personal.
denial.
I read your own followers' comments.
You don't know
You
anything.
attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
All right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? No, because you're personally attacking me again. Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for
brother, you got it wrong.
Say
you were monstrous and stupidly wrong. So
I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't
blasphemy against you. Who the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser?
So he just shreds Alan Lichtman. It's pretty remarkable, pretty crazy. So I thought you might want to see that video. Also, there's some footage from The View that's worth sharing with you. This is Sunny Hostin. So she's talking about Matt Gaetz, and she's presenting so-called facts, and then literally minutes later is forced to read something from the legal department at ABC. And so now watch her reaction first time, and then 3 minutes later. It's just absolutely incredible.
How could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding further on in the interview, they discussed the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
That's it. So you watch these people and the way they react. It is absolutely crazy. I mean, it's just sitting there reading the legal notice and not a smile on her face, and in fact, not even any movement, just lifeless. Were it not for her lips moving. Oh, meltdown season is always so much fun. All right. There was, we're going to get to Nancy Mace here shortly. Once again, we saw it was the president's birthday, and you had the media. The media is so transparent. Will you please stop and talk to us on your birthday? But take a listen to this. There's a reporter who is shouting questions, above everyone else, and very persistent. I've got to give her credit, but this was the president really ignoring the press.
President, happy early birthday! For your birthday, will you talk to us
for your birthday.
Will you please talk to us? Mr. President, President Biden, please, we haven't heard from you all trip. Mr. President!
Literally screaming at him. Did you hear that? Mr. President! Trying to get his attention. Wow. Absolutely, absolutely crazy. Should we be in a position where where the media is having to scream questions at the president? I mean, it'd be one thing you turn around and just wave or just shake your head no or whatever, acknowledge them. No, he just continues on his way. Also, there's another piece of video. It's mostly video this morning that I want to share with you. In fact, it's entirely video that I want to share with you this morning. Nancy Mace and the issue of this is the bill that would ban transgender women then from using the women's restroom at the Capitol. And this is a reporter. There's several different, in this story, several different reporters from various news outlets reacting with Nancy Mace. This one from ABC I thought was the most incredible. First of all, it says a lot about ABC as you watch this unfold, as he interrupts her, repeatedly trying to interrupt her, and she'll have none of it. She just keeps right on going. This is Representative Nancy Mace talking about this is in reference to a new member of the House of Representatives who is a biological male, transgender female, serving in Congress now. And Nancy Mace wants to require that representative to use the men's restroom, not the women's restroom. And so here comes ABC.
The question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from using...
100% yes.
My question to you is...
It doesn't go far enough. I'll be filing more bills.
You have said that it was created in response to Congresswoman-elect McBride.
100%. And
but should legislation be created targeted at one specific person?
It doesn't mention anyone in the legislation, but
you've said it was aimed at her.
No, I have said it's a result of this. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no. I am not going to stand for it. And the speaker said it'll be in the House rules package. If it's not, I'll be ready with a motion, a privileged motion to force a vote on this. This is not okay. I'm a survivor of rape. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse. And I'm not going to allow any man in any female private spaces. End of story. And by the way, I'm getting death threats from men pretending to be women. Why is it that these crazy people, the insanity, the radical left, are willing to kill women over a man's right to be in a women's restroom?
Speaker Johnson has said he wants to treat every new member with the words dignity and respect. Forcing this congressperson to go into a male restroom, is that dignity and respect?
Forcing women to share private spaces with men is not dignity and not respect. And I'm absolutely going to stand in the way of anyone who thinks it's okay for a man to be in our locker room, in our changing rooms, in our dressing rooms, in women's bathrooms. And in fact, if you agree with that, you're crazy, because that's not okay. It's not okay.
Congresswoman, when did
so then this goes on. You've got to appreciate what Representative Nancy Mace is saying there. And I heard Mike Gallagher on. We've got Bill Zortman is on vacation this week, so the Mike Gallagher show is on today, and Mike Gallagher is upset. I think, as many of us are. Why aren't Republicans in Washington, senators? Why aren't the senators there and voting against these last-minute Joe Biden appointments and so on? Very upset with that. And saying, yeah, I know what's going on with bathrooms at Capitol Hill. That's not as big a deal as this. I wouldn't say that. I think it certainly, that's a male perspective. That's a man's perspective. If you're a woman, I don't know. I think that story would be, and what's going on there, I think pretty darn important. to a lot of women. Certainly it strikes me that way. And I don't want to say, okay, as a man, I can't have an opinion. I'm not saying that at all. But I think as a man, I don't have the same opinion. Likely as a lot of women have on that issue. Is it an important issue? Certainly is to a lot of the women that we've seen talking about it. Are you going to tell Riley Gaines that's not an important issue? I mean, you know, so I think it is a big issue. It's unfortunate that we have to talk about it, but that's where we're at. I mean, there are a lot of things. It's really unfortunate we've got to talk about this, but you know, that's what's going on in the country. And I think, you know, principled people standing up, and in this case, women standing up for themselves and for girls is just absolutely critically important. So that was Representative Mace. You're a hero, man. I mean, as watching you on these, and I watched several of these interviews. There's a piece at Town Hall, actually, where we were watching the video from. So go to townhall.com and you can see the rest of the video. But that she is an absolute tiger. I mean, and on this issue, she should be. It's one of those things where I absolutely support what she's doing and where she's at and what she's saying. And ABC, the legacy media, once again, these folks are just, you know, they're so beholden to the left. It's just absolutely shocking to watch that because that's an issue that I think a lot of people understand. Unless, of course, you're in the media. Then you seem to have a hard time with it. I'm going to leave it there for today. I want to ask you to please hit the like button if you would. I want to thank you so much for being here. If you've got friends, like-minded friends, please tell them about what we're doing and see if they enjoy it. I would very, very much appreciate that. I've got to start pushing our Facebook engagement because numbers there are growing. I picked up a number of new followers on Facebook. So, and that platform by far is where most of my listeners are at. So on YouTube, there are a number of you follow on YouTube, and I appreciate you as well. But my numbers wise, it's at Facebook. But getting folks to like and comment is more difficult. And it's the same thing even on the air. You know, getting people to call in to share their point of view is difficult. Well, because a good number of people, they enjoy listening. They don't want to share their point of view. So I'm just really grateful for all of you, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, doesn't make any difference to me. Just glad you're here. If you'll do me a favor and hit that like button, very much appreciated. And I'll leave it there for today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. You take care until then.